I like that it always says smile for a thumbnail. There's my thumbnail. We're going to smile for that? That's funny. I don't know why I think that we're going to do. So I was having an animated conversation in my Instagram messenger, which was phenomenal, with a fellow named Tom. I see him on social media, and he posts the most interesting articles. Black couple attacks this white woman because she's selling CBD. Here's the army made a woke video, and they turned the comments off because nobody liked it. Here's another one. Let's see. Tourists slashed near Times Square after ignoring strangers' catcalls. Several women on the U.S. soccer team Monday turned away from the U.S. flag as a 98-year-old World War II veteran played the national anthem. Primary school suspends Twitter account after woke complaints that Vindaloo voodoo of children cheering on England's footballers showed a sea of aggressive white faces and promoted mindless hooliganism. 1 dead, 11 injured in Toledo block party shooting. Gunfire, a holiday block party in Ohio, leaves 11 injured. On and on. Chicago violence, 37 shot, 9 fatally across city in weekend shootings. Here's another one. 50 black teens had a fight in Atlanta. Gunfire erupted. 14-year-old was killed. 8 wounded at Fort Worth car wash shooting early Sunday. On and on. Almost 300 of them so far this year. Not a single mention in the media about this. Black Lives Matter hasn't said a word about that because, if it's that, if they're the same, I mean, it's not evil. It's not racist. It's interesting. What an interesting dynamic. He sent me a video, had John Wayne in it, talking about what America was about, 4th of July, which I will be celebrating next year as loudly as possible. 4th of July, Independence Day. The country that allows all of these people to do these things. I find it the height of hypocrisy that these individuals would lament their standing in a society that has allowed them to progress as far as they have because others don't like the same work ethic or discipline to continue to try. Equality is the battle cry of lesser men. Just the way it is. See, there's about 10% at the bottom of our society. There's about 10% of the bottom of any society that they need a hand. And we should all care about those people. They need a help. They need a hand up. They may be down on their luck. They may be developmentally disabled. They may be, all kinds of reasons that there are certain members of our society that deserve and are worth supporting, building up, and helping them find a place or role of function that allows them to hold their head up high too in this great society we've built. And every day I see that bottom 10%, well, not 15% because of, the decisions I make concerning how I want to enjoy my sexual pleasures. Or, let's raise it up because, in the past, there was this great disconcerting effort to hold this one group of people at a lesser state than others. And then let's raise it up a little bit higher till, now how high is it? How high is it the society should raise up that lowering standard so that everybody gets the support and then vilify the people that do the supporting? I miss my grandparents immensely because those are the men that built this after World War II. And I don't really care what you think about World War II. What I want you to observe is the work ethic, the hard work that these men put into building a country where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. You don't like it? Run for Congress. People do it every day. All races, nationalities, colors, sexes, whatever. They run for Congress, they get 432 seats there or something like that. You want one of them? Get off your butt, print out some posters, go start shaking hands and kissing babies, and run for office. Oh, that's too big? You don't think you can handle it? Okay. Run for city council. Become a mayor. Run for some kind of political office where you can make a difference. Here's another idea. Make some money. Put some money in the bank, because I promise you one thing, money is power, especially in this day and age. We have organizations right now that are dedicated to making sure that I don't see something that might slander their group because they don't like it. Well, I'm sorry, but this is a country of free speech. You don't have to agree with what people say. I have a right to say it. Everybody has a right to object to it too. But the point to which they're doing it now makes the 7 years that I served, that makes the time that all of my relatives served, well, it makes us wonder, what were we waiting for? Now all of a sudden everybody that's a special interest deserves the special attention and support and their own month and their own celebration because of whatever. Instead of saying, hey, here's opportunity, this is what it looks like. It comes, usually knocks on your door, and it looks a lot like hard work. No. I need your vote. So when I get to Congress, I'm going to create a law or an idea that says you're a victim, you really just don't know it. Let's raise you up. We'll make you a special interest group. Good night. The founders of Black Lives Matter have all gone to jail for embezzling the $90 million they got. And they haven't done a thing, not a single thing, to stop the crime spree that I just mentioned. Not one thing. No march. Didn't pay for a funeral. Didn't even send flowers. And people are still giving the money hand over fist because they don't want to be called a racist. Ooh. When everybody's a racist, what use is the term? If every time you turn around, somebody's called a racist or a bigot or a homophobe, where's the weight of the insult there? When the reality of it is most people are tired of individuals weaponizing it against us in a country that's supposed to be free. You can ask Canadians how it's working out for them right now. They started passing laws saying you will talk to these people in their chosen pronoun. They robbed them of the right of free speech. They've already taken their guns. Now they're passing laws in the middle of the night for hate crimes. And if you say something ugly on the internet, you're going to go to jail. They did it in England. They don't have their guns either. You see what's shaping up here? Well, wait a minute. We had a group march in Philadelphia the other day with a permit, mind you. Somebody said they were racist. Somebody said they don't agree. They don't think the way I think, and I think this way, and this is the way it should be, and this is it should really be this way because it's not fair. And the cops arrested, and they were attacked by the aforementioned groups, and they were all arrested. Nobody said a word to the ones causing the violence. What? Is this our future? Is this what we get to look forward to? That the special interest groups of the world will become the tyrannical oppressors? The downtrodden become the tyrannical oppressor? It happens all the time. Look at your history. You'll see it. Workers of the world unite. That ring a bell? And the oppressed become the tyrannical oppressor. I think there was 100 million people lost in China over that little incident. 50 or 60 million in Russia. We fought a war over it. We're telling how many millions of people we've lost there on every side. And perhaps, even as Patton said, we defeated the wrong enemy. What makes me miss my grandparents, though, is this little story when my grandfather died. At 90, my grandfather jumped out and did his first parachute jump, and he loved it. It was hot, and he had 160, 180 acres of pecans to bring in, and he was down there driving his bulldozer, clearing out his grove so we could harvest more pecans, and he would bring in several thousand pounds by himself if he so felt like it. A farm that has done 100,000 pounds a year. Hard-working man. Made a fortune in natural gas during the 70s. As he was dying, my mom and my sister and several other individuals there, my mother, the hospice nurse, asked him, "Carl, do you want a preacher? Do you want someone to confess your sins to?" And my grandfather, at that moment in front of the crowd, said, yes. When the day came and the preacher called to double check if it was all right for him to come over, because my grandfather was a lifelong atheist, he always said, if there's anything up there that powers this world, it's that sun right up there in the sky. It powers everything down here. He could not be more right. The preacher called to double check if it was okay to come over. My grandfather said, no, I don't think so. And he looked at my mom and he said something along the lines of, what's done is done. Quote, I'll not try to get into heaven on a lie. So when I look at all of society and all of this wailing and gnashing of teeth in the streets from these liberal groups and these sissy boys and idiots in the street going out of their way to collect information on individuals, to share it with the world so that somebody might make a phone call. And because they don't think like I do, they're not going to, they can't have a job. They don't have a right to exist in our society. They need to be beat up. And then, well, you held us down and we deserve it. Oh, it's white folks, kill them. Look through social media sometime at random. See how much of that shit you see. And I'm telling you this right now. When I look at my society and I see it falling apart like that, I can promise you one thing. I'm not going to move forward in my society based on a fucking lie. Some of us better stand up and start saying that. Keeping our people informed. We better know what we're standing for. And if you can't figure out what America's all about, I highly recommend get a fucking John Wayne movie or something, or read a book about Patton, or find out what this is all about and start standing up for something. Because it's time. England, Australia, Canada, they're all shells of their former greatness. Look at the monstrous riots in the street in England and the ridiculousness of politics in Canada, and you got a hint of what's headed our way. And we're supposed to give up what our grandfathers built for us, built for everybody, because somebody, the biggest baby in the room is crying the loudest? Bullshit. Grow a pair and stand up. If you have what it takes to run for political office, do it. If you don't think you have what it takes to run for political office, do it anyway. You're going to be slandered. You're going to be vilified. You're going to be tarnished. You might just win. Then you got a chance. Then we got a chance. All of these woke corporations, every time somebody says we need to have drag queen story hour, or we need to have more equality and justice, or we need to do something woke for the army, why are they not fired for being stupid? How did they advance to the point where they get to sit in a room where that kind of decision is made? Why aren't these CEOs? I understand it's about making money. I understand it's about increasing your market share. Those people ain't got no fucking money. You think they're going to buy your product because you're all of a sudden a woke corporation? You might think again. We are facing truly radical times. I saw another video today. Hey, how much stuff is sitting on the docks of New York or LA or Houston? Go take a look and see how much stuff is sitting there. And we're facing shortages all over this country. Why? I'll tell you what, you let them food stamps not come in 1 month because they're giving out free checks and all of a sudden they can't afford it. I promise you the last place you're going to want to be is any major metropolitan area, because things will go berserk in a heartbeat. Everybody feels like they deserve it. Everybody feels like, well, the government owes me something. The government doesn't owe you shit. But you owe your kids a great deal. You owe them the ability to hand themselves a society that's worth living in, that's free. And that means a responsibility to live up to it. Oh, well, everything's corrupt and it's all about globalism. And there's this other political idea. That is a political Jesus that's not going to go anywhere. And you're a fool if you think you're going to make anything like that happen here. If you can't figure that out, I'll explain it to you right now. When the founding fathers put this together, they put this together in such a way that the ideas that manifested in the 16th, 17th, and 18th century of Europe that allowed them to gather up all the countries like America, they made it so that was impossible to create. Take a look. Take a good long look. Have a free concert. See if you can get 300 people to show up. And then tell me how that effort is going to mean something. How you know how it's really supposed to work. Who's going to lead it? How you going to get that? How you going to push that down everybody? Say, oh, we're going to break away. We're going to have our own stand. No, you ain't. How? So what you better figure out is that the framework that we have was built to accommodate and handle these kinds of situations. And what it takes is men who are not willing to live in society based on a fucking lie. So let's try to figure that out and see if we can make something better happen.